let me say that first.
Let's do it. So am I bringing this in?
Do we all agree?
Yeah.
We all agree? Everybody agree?
I think
Let's send
we
it to
do.
print. What? What are we saying?
Send it to
That's
print.
how you should come in and be like, okay, let's send it to print. Oh,
Yeah.
that's wrong.
Sorry.
Wrong show.
All right. We ready?
I think so.
All right. Make sure you're talking into the mic.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's be better. Podcast number 2.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Because we're podcasters now.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the second podcast ever, the Creator Series Aftershow. My name is Cincotta. I think I'm going to just keep introducing myself as the ringmaster of...
Ringleader.
No, not ringleader. Ringmaster of the circus. Because we have a
Ringmaster
circus.
is like really dramatic.
No, that's what I'm going to go with. That's my new
So,
title. But hopefully you enjoyed the Creator Series, episode 3. Hopefully you loved it. And we are here. It's the After Show. I'm here with my team. And we are going to talk about the show and some behind the scenes. But first, a little set of cheers. But, you know, it's not... Listen, don't make fun of my
So
brown
what you
paper
got
bag.
in the
A
bag
brown
there?
paper
New
bag in it
Yorker is
today.
coming out.
Here's the thing. It's this is in honor of Ning Wong. So unfortunately, Ning didn't make it. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But as he came, he brought gifts for me.
This was his bribe to
get
you.
Any gift.
This was his bribe to me. It didn't work. But yeah, this is Angel's
he did it wrong.
Envy finished rye, and I'm gonna drink to Ning tonight. I'm gonna open this up, and I'm gonna have a nice little fresh pour, some whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Do it in the microphone, ASMR.
A little
Yeah.
ASMR.
Yeah.
I'll give myself a little more.
Swirl it around in the glass.
And then he spills it everywhere.
Right.
I'm gonna put that right there. Little Angel's Envy.
Little
Yeah, how about a little cheers to everybody? Cheers to Ning.
Product
Cheers to all the
placement.
creators.
Cheers.
Don't
Let's
mess
do
Cheers.
it
Let's
up.
do
Oh,
it.
we did it.
Yeah, there we
You
go.
got it.
Cheers.
Oh,
back.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Very nice. All right.
Wait,
Well,
can you pause? Did all my lipstick just come off?
no, you look good.
Okay.
I will not cut that.
All right, so let's real quick. For those, I know we had one podcast, so we should be world famous by now, but we're not.
True.
Obviously, we're trending.
But let's just we're trending, of course. Let's just go around the room real quick. Your name, what you do here, and what's your drink of choice.
I am Alicia. I'm a graphic designer here, and I have got another Angry Orchard just like last time.
Okay, well
angry.
let's start getting out of our comfort zone and drink something different. Okay, let's do that.
I don't know why we always have. Why
Yeah,
do we have
why
to
do
change
we-
the things we love?
I
What's the
think
point of a signature drink?
maybe your signature should be evolving.
Oh, I
Ellie.
guess that's
let's,
fair.
Let's
My
evolve the
signature's
signature.
always
cup
changing.
is Evolve.
Yeah. it's
Was
Evolve.
that like a shameless
So
plug?
it's a little shameless plug. Evolve post-production. For all your post-production needs, Evolve Edits. All right, let's go.
All right, my name is Alissa Cincotta. I don't know why I'm telling you guys as if you don't know who I am.
How'd
Talk
you
to the
get-
people.
How did you get in here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have keys.
All right.
That's all.
Yeah. My name. What's your
I'm
drink?
drinking. I'm drinking white wine again.
Wow.
Shocking.
That's really out there. All right, Cincotta. Hopefully at home you are following my lead and drinking a little bit of whiskey or some scotch, whatever your palate demands of you. I'm drinking Angel's Envy tonight as a gift from Ning Wong. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers to you, sir.
Yeah.
All right. I am Ellie. I am drinking a White Girl White Claw, as always. So.
White girl, white claw. And I think you called it basic bitch.
Yep.
That's what her mom
Yeah.
called her.
Her mom.
Continue
Yeah.
All right, well, Ellie's mom. Cheers to your basic bitch
Hi,
daughter.
Mom.
Yeah.
it. Mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, well let's get started. What do we want to talk about? Where do we want to start? Episode 3. It was a good episode.
It was composition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first.
Challenge was composition.
It was very open-ended. I think it freaked a lot of people out.
Yeah.
Yes, and we talked about this in the last podcast, how repeatedly nobody used the space. And with a challenge like composition, and you go into a space like this that was rented for all the shooting opportunities, and for me, it was mind-boggling, the people who chose a backdrop for competition.
I was thinking the
Yeah.
same thing, yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you make composition
Like
on a
everybody's
backdrop?
looking out, checking out the backdrops,
Right.
and Sal's like, Sal's giving
Yeah.
us the side eye
Yeah.
because
Doors,
he
Did
can't
you-
say
windows,
anything.
leading
I know.
lines
I'm just
everywhere.
cringing as I'm watching all this. I'm like, maybe you guys missed the challenge. Where I think I went to you, and I even said to you, I go, were we not clear on what the challenge was
Yeah,
today?
there's a whole spot in the video where you talked about them not using the space.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling to me. But anyway, they each brought their own flavor to it.
Yep.
And hopefully, you guys at home, you're putting your own challenges to place. I'm sure every episode's the same thing. I start getting the private messages, or you start seeing everybody with their favorites. They're like, so and so was robbed. Every week, somebody's robbed, guys. Well, so you're gonna have to move forward with the highway robbery.
That's why it's a reality show.
Right.
Right. The drama. Somebody, I don't know if you guys caught that in the comments on episode 2. Somebody was like, you should cut the annoying whale noise that comes
Whales
in.
giving
Yeah,
birth.
the whales giving birth as the 2 contestants are left. The dramatic where it's like, boom.
Oh,
Yeah.
they don't like our dramatic music?
Yeah, it was like whales giving birth, and it was super annoying.
No. Well,
I'm keeping it. I love it.
it's going to stay, and maybe just turn
New
off your
Creator
volume.
Series theme
okay?
song.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe you should. Everybody's got a fucking opinion about everything. Can't
That's
make
why we
anybody
just
happy.
keep doing what we're
Yeah,
doing.
do what we're doing. It'll be fine. All right.
You want to start with the winner? Talk about Bethany?
Yeah.
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 So let's start. Who wants to go? Bethany, congratulations to Bethany. She did a
Yes.
great job, and
That was a killer image.
was a killer image.
You had your biggest feedback after everybody shot. You said when you were talking to camera, you were talking about how everybody got stuck on one single shot.
Yeah.
And Bethany, more than anybody,
Yeah.
was so honed in on this one shot that she didn't try anything different.
She had one vision, and she spent her 10 minutes on that vision.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing for all the creators. They, in that moment, right? It was like all or nothing. You either won on that shot or you lost on that shot. I mean, it was like, but I mean, some of the creators, I mean, I'm jumping ahead, but like Ning Wong, he actually had options. He got multiple different frames, and I think I know I'm jumping ahead to what you girls wanted to talk about, but I think he fucked up.
He
I think
fell
he
victim to
I
the
think
bad
Yes.
selection. Hey, if
he
you
chose the
actually-
wrong image. He
Yes.
had images that would have actually put him in contention to win.
100%. And if you watch the episode again and you go through the part where everybody's editing, his screen that pops up, he was editing originally the picture of her standing in the doorway with the light coming from above, and she's looking up at the light, and the door framed her perfectly. It was beautiful.
Much better.
Thanks. I'm not used to this. But it was gorgeous, and I think it was because of the reflection that was in the door from the light. I saw him trying to remove it, and I think it was like too complicated of an edit to do in 30 minutes, so he abandoned it.
That's too bad because that image was a strong image. I felt
Gorgeous.
really
Yeah.
bad for him
And
after
I
that.
put that in the pip, so you should have been able to see that
Yeah.
while he was shooting.
Side note, I did notice after I watched last week's podcast, for some odd reason, I was holding on to the bottle of scotch.
He's like,
It was
it's
going to
mine.
run away.
No one can touch my
It was.
scotch.
I don't know why I was doing it, but I was just holding on to it like
my
maybe
scotch.
Ellie's got a drinking problem and my.
Ellie just casually takes the whole bottle and no one notices.
Yeah, I don't know why I did it.
I grabbed the bag and
Right.
everything.
but I did it.
She's like, I'll clean up after the podcast.
Right.
I got
exactly.
it.
I got it.
come back next day. She's passed out on the couch.
Right.
No.
I don't think I've ever seen Ellie drink scotch.
No.
No.
No?
No.
We'll get her there.
You think?
I think so.
All right.
From White Claw to scotch. Neat.
That's a
Exactly.
big jump.
So you
That's a
guys
big
agree
jump.
that Ning's image was the loser on this one?
In this particular challenge, the
I
image
don't.
he
I
submitted.
agree. I have a
Oh,
different image.
you have different opinions.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear your opinion, Ellie.
I love you, Brody, but Brody's, it looks like she fell and
Yeah,
is dead
she
on the
kinda-
side of the road. Yeah, no, it seemed random to me. I don't know.
I didn't get composition from that image.
Yeah.
I get
No.
like he tried to do something out of the box, which when you're in that moment, you're kind of like I just want to stand out, which he
Right.
did. But I don't look at that image and see composition. But I didn't see that with Ning's either.
Yeah.
I did, but in the critique, like you guys said, he missed placing her in the door that would have given that
And
composition.
he still had the leading lines
Yes.
and everything.
But don't keep
And
right.
the
don't
light, it was,
don't
like,
forget
technical, too.
Technical.
Yeah.
The light
I'm not
spill.
disagreeing with you, Brody. I think Brody got away with murder.
Brody
on
had a
this
better
particular
Brody had a
episode.
better edit
Yeah.
than
Yes,
A
and that's what you said. The
Brody
lighting
had
saved
better
him.
light. Lighting is what saved Brody.
Yeah.
I think I said that in the episode. The lighting saved Brody. It was a cleaner image overall. Like the overall edit was cleaner. For Ning, there were just too many technical mistakes that the judges just couldn't look past.
on top of the composition.
On top of the composition. Composition wasn't too bad for Ning. I mean, I know where he was going with it.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was he squished her arm against her body and wall. And here's a thin model, and you're
Right.
making her look heavy. And then the angle she's posed at, her stomach is sticking out. Right? So just, could you fix it in post? Sure, maybe some of it. But
I think it was a panic selection
Yeah.
right at the very
Yeah.
last minute.
And I know we talked to Ning after the show, and that was, he realized it, right?
Yeah.
Because he started showing the other creators his other images, and everybody was like, Ning. Like
I know.
they couldn't believe
I
it.
know.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess that could be the
And
motto
seeing the
of
other
this image.
creator's
Brody
image,
got away with
maybe
murder.
his editing problem wouldn't have been enough to get him sent home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Brody, Congrats.
You're playing with fire, sir.
Playing with fire, sir. Better get better next
You know,
week.
and Vanessa's critique to him was like, I get that you were trying to push the limits and do something out of the box, and she made a good point. She's like, don't take this critique and lose that for next challenges.
Right.
Like, keep pushing yourself outside of the norm.
For Brody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
look,
just don't do that again.
Look, for everybody watching, you need to understand that it's easy to sit here and Monday morning quarterback.
I would have done it this way.
Yeah, right. And that's easy to do because you've got a lot more time on your side. You do not understand. I'm going to come to the defense of the creators. You do not understand the pressure that these guys were all under. I mean, they were under tremendous pressure. It's a competitive environment. Nobody wants to go home. Nobody wants to make some mistakes.
Shoot with Sal Cincotta standing over their shoulder, being like, 1 minute left.
And then there's that. Nobody wants me over their shoulder.
Looking at every shot
Yeah.
back at camera. Show me your light. Show me what you
Holding
got.
your light for you.
Yeah,
You're
and I'm holding your light
You're
for you.
telling
Those
Sal
judgy
what to
looks
do
like,
with your
you
light.
could put that light over there,
He
though.
looks at it and he just goes, that judgy. Oh, that's what you're
You
doing.
call that composition? Right. Okay. We'll see how you do in
Except
deliberation.
you couldn't be quiet.
No. I was equal in my distribution of nudging for all the creators.
That's fair.
If
I will give you that,
yeah.
even though I had to keep nagging you.
I know.
I feel like everybody had some composition problems though, because
Yeah.
for Jess, she was not in the frame that was created by the fern.
Yeah.
She
was
got
off
it
to
cut
the
it
side.
off.
That was that for Jess specifically. That to me was a huge compositional problem because you have such strong elements in the what do you want to call those, palm leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Framing up, and then there's just nothing there, right? And you saw some of that discussion with like me and Vanessa and Loretta, where they're like, "Oh, well, that's where a copy could go." Well, that's not the challenge,
Right.
Yeah.
And so everybody,
It's a standalone image.
yeah, it's a standalone image. There is no copy there. She's not wrong. Maybe we should use that image for next year's Creator Series. Put some copy there.
Well, do you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but episode 3 is when all the emotions started getting really, really heavy, and this is when Jess had her breakdown.
Yeah.
And she was outside bawling her eyes out.
Oh, I didn't
because
see. I
the
didn't even see
computer
that.
Yeah.
crashed.
her computer crashed. So she had this whole vision with Photoshop and adding. I think she was going to add leaves in that negative space, but Photoshop crashed. Her whole computer crashed, and she had to just submit what she had.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
she
at the
was
very
freaking
la-
out.
I had no idea.
She was not happy.
And the fact that she made
broke
it
my
through,
heart.
that was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and you can kind of see it, like when she steps up to be critiqued during elimination, you can see she's still teared up. Like
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was
wow.
rough for her.
Yeah.
She thought for sure she was going home.
Wow. I mean, the image she submitted is not. It's not bad, right? It's a beautiful image. Her vision, it was there, but
There
once
was more
again,
to it.
everybody who's
Yeah.
watching, you need to understand that this stuff is hard, and it's the time constraints that are making it hard. So I was there. This is, of course, my vision, and that's what I want. Not that I want Jess crying, but
drama.
The drama.
Sadist.
Yeah, I'm a
Whale
sadist.
giving birth.
Kick in the music right now. But that's what I wanted. I wanted the pressure on them, and I wanted them to feel that pressure. Because, look, here's the thing. No matter what you think at home and you're watching, if they can perform at the level they did with 10 minutes, gear that they're not sure what they're going to use, they don't have all this time for testing and conceptualizing, to perform in on those conditions and still create the images that they all created, because all of them were still good images. That's amazing. And my hat is off to every single creator who was part of the show to be able to perform at that level. So kudos to everybody who was part of this.
100% agree.
Yeah.
That should give them all so much confidence. Like, if
Yeah.
you can do that, you can do
Right.
anything
Yeah. Right.
that.
Yeah, you're
Wedding
working
day,
in
who
10
cares?
minutes and I'm in your ass, right? Like, that's not a happy place to be, right? You've got me.
Pop quiz, Sal. Sal watching you.
Sal
Don't
in
mess
your
up.
ass is not a happy place.
Not
to
a
be.
happy place for
That's
anybody.
what she said.
Yeah. There's your first That's What She Said tonight.
cheers.
There we go. Cheers to that.
So do we want to talk about the favorites?
Let's go. Yeah, why don't you start?
Well, my favorite was Leroy's, and I probably have two. I really liked Lisa's. I
The background.
yeah, I thought it was her strongest image so far that she's created. Yeah, I liked.
Will you
both.
show the images while
Yeah, I
we're
can pop
talking?
them up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought they were both fairly impactful, and again, not a photographer, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but just from
I mean,
impact
she,
alone.
She created composition with light.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And it was kind of cool to see her to work her own kind of style because she always does in front of the backdrop, but she like made it creative. So that was interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest critique for her during elimination was she's got to get out of her beauty,
Yeah.
her safe zone.
Mm-hmm.
Compositionally speaking, my favorite image was Leroy, hands down. I love that he used the hallway, the full run, his 7200 lens. Like, that's my happy place. And so I love what he did. That image could have been better, but it would have required more time, more work. So the greenery behind her, I think, was distracting. It was a little too bright, and I feel like that's a post-production issue, right? Because he couldn't have done anything with that during capture. So, but that was one of my favorite shots that were being worked on the scene. Everybody else, I agree. Brody, she looked like she just fell off a ladder and broke her leg. So maybe next creator series we ask for titles
To tell him a story.
to tell the story, and her title could have been
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
There you go. The broken
Life alert.
the broken
the
leg
new ad.
series. So, but anyway, I thought Ning's I'm sorry. I thought Leroy's was a very, very good image, and for the challenge composition, I thought that was really good.
I was Team Bethany all day long on this one. When she came on set, she knew exactly what lighting she wanted. She knew the story she wanted to tell. The only thing I could not have agreed with Loretta more in the elimination, she just needed purpose. Like, she needed a motivation. Was she putting on lipstick? What was she doing looking in that rearview mirror? Like, if you're going to go through all of this trouble to light it and make it look kind of like police lights, what's happening? What is she doing in that scene?
You're losing in that image. First of all, Bethany's image was by far the strongest image of the group. That, to me, there's no question about it. Technically, it was very well executed, and level of difficulty I thought was very high. I was there helping her. I was like, as this was going on, I was like,
creative.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at my watch. I'm like, she's not going to pull this off.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, holy shit! Like, you've got 10 minutes.
Right.
You better start getting going here. And so she figured it out. But like, it's one of those things where, like, even in the previous challenge where Ning used 5 lights, here she is. But here's what ends up happening once again when you've got this 10-minute constraint. Sure, if you've got an hour for a photo shoot, you start dissecting it. Okay, what could make this better? What is she doing? What's her inspiration, her motivation, right? We don't have freaking time for that.
Right.
When you got 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you're so honed in on the technical challenges of the image, and that's where Bethany spent her time. Now, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I was a pretty good assistant.
Hang on, I want to talk to that because yes, you were an amazing assistant, but Bethany's strength, I think, throughout this entire series, every challenge she was in, she was so good at communicating what she needed from you.
Right.
And a lot of times, like with Ning, he needed 5 lights, but Ning was the one personally going to get the lights and set up the lights first. He should be getting his test shot while the assistant is setting up the details.
Right. I mean, I'm being silly. This was all Bethany. She was telling me what to do. Right. I wasn't setting that up for her. So, but
No, props to Bethany for having really strong communication skills to an assistant.
And that's important as well. So it was a really good image. So anyway,
Team Bethany.
Yeah. What was your favorite image?
Team Bethany.
Oh, Bethany. Yeah. What was yours?
Mine was also Leroy's. I liked the green with the blue. I thought the color palette was really vibrant. I loved that. I loved the background was like blurry, and she really popped off it.
Yeah, that's interesting because you said that was distracting, but I don't know if you're the same, but I liked that part of it, like the greenery and everything in the back. So
it's interesting. As artists, you're trained that your eye will always go to the brightest part of an image, and that sky was brighter.
My eye went right to her.
Right to her.
Yeah.
The green was nice. It was just
almost,
too bright.
It almost felt like a silhouette, but not exactly.
Reverse silhouette.
Yeah.
Reverse. The thing about Leroy's image for me was the same critique Vanessa gave, was that front foot. So she had 2 feet going in the same direction, and that front
It
foot
looked
needed
awkward.
to point. Yeah, it just needed, her leg could have been elongated so much more in that pose.
Yeah. Again,
It's the details.
The details are what starts tripping you up. And I know, again, from everybody who's been watching, we're seeing this feedback. We're seeing it in the comments where people are saying, like, I learned so much just listening to all the critiques. And that's kind of the point of this whole thing, right? It's educational through and through.
Right.
For the creators, it's educational, and for those watching after the fact, it's very educational as well. So I thought all around, great job.
I want to talk about like as the show's getting more and more intense, the chaos inside of the creators,
Oh my gosh.
specifically this challenge. I almost had a mental breakdown trying to keep up with Brody.
He destroyed everything.
Literally, like Brody was running through
What are you
the
guys
hallway.
talking
You
about?
don't remember Brody's
Oh
chaos?
my God!
His
He
like,
went from
pictures
the
are falling on
ladder
the
and he
wall.
got his shot.
He went
He's
running to the back
He
hall.
took down pictures.
Oh yeah, I thought he broke one of the pictures.
But
It
he
just-
didn't?
No, it's magnet.
That's
We're
what,
good.
that's what deposits are for.
All right, we got our deposit back. You're good.
Yeah,
But
so
then the thing that had me twitching was he was like literally to the left of what I thought was the perfect shot for composition. So there's this area, right? And it has the picture and then it's got a square around the picture.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like you put her
In
in
the
the
middle.
picture frame and then that's in the frame. And that's composition.
And he
So-
put her
and he
to
was
the
like
left.
to the left of the picture and it was a tight shot.
Hold on, I gotta fix this. I got some heat from my pastor who
digging?
married us.
oh,
Why is that in your pocket
Whoa.
anyway?
I had to wash my
Whoa.
hands, and so I took my
Wow.
ring off to. Who doesn't take their ring off to wash
I
their
don't.
hands?
I like to get my ring a little clean when I wash my hands.
That's not cleaning it, and then the water gets stuck under there,
Then you
and then
take it off,
your
and you
finger
dry
gets
it,
all
and
that
you put
like
it back
mushroom
on.
skin. That yeah, it's
There are
not
ways.
pretty. Gets
Sal's
that
just
elbow.
like
If you
conveniently
mushroom
single
skin,
for our
I'm good.
podcast.
Anyway, this
He's
is
sending the wrong
this is a
signal
shout out to my
to
buddy
all
Wayne,
those people
who gave me
sliding
some
into
shit.
his DMs.
Right. This is all about sliding into his DMs.
Yeah, I'm like,
You wonder why it's happening.
I'm
Listen,
just
why?
like ready and available.
he has his phone
Ladies.
number on a piece
Yeah.
of paper.
Exactly. It's on the
I will
brown
still
paper
cut
bag.
everybody. I will cut you all.
It's just popping in here like DMs.
Call me.
Call me.
Here's the thing. I'm confident knowing that will never happen because Sal doesn't want anyone talking to him.
That's true.
Ever. He's always like, yeah, call my wife.
Yeah.
Blocked.
Exactly. I won't block them. If they're like, hey, you're super cute, I'd love to get together, I'd be like, talk to my wife.
No, you'll mess with them.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, Ellie is more spot on.
Yeah,
I will totally mess with them.
Be like, hey, what you gonna do
Yeah.
for me today?
What you wearing? What you got on?
We tried to do that the other day.
I like teddy bears.
Do you remember when the girl messaged me? She's like, hey, I really need my car. When is it going to be ready?
Yes, pull that up.
By the
this
way,
is pretty funny.
It
Have
was,
you ever?
it was not spam.
I know, but I thought
Okay.
it was. Like
We thought it was.
So one thing I like to do. This is a total segue from the episode, but it's
Non
worth.
sequitur.
It's worth discussing as a group. One thing I love to do, and they all know I do it, is we get those spam calls, and whenever they call, I answer it on speakerphone. And whatever they're selling, I buy in volume. So I think we
Bill,
got
my ex-wife.
yeah, exactly. I do that. Sorry to my ex-wife. Anyway, this came in the other day, and this text comes in, and it says to Alissa. So of course I grab the phone and I start messing with her. It goes, "Is my car fixed yet? I need it tomorrow."
This screams spam.
Yeah, it screams spam, right? So I'm just like, fuck it, let's have some fun. I'm like, perfect. Swing by and grab the keys. It's ready. Just need to drop off the check or Venmo. And then they realized that they had texted the wrong person. So
They just sent a ...
yeah, they're like, you want me to Venmo you money?
Yeah.
And then they realized they had sent it to the wrong person. But I love
Then that's
messing
when
with
you
people.
turn the tables on them and be like, "Do you accept credit cards?"
Yeah, I didn't do that. I should have totally done it. But you know, guys at home watching, next time you get that spam call, embrace it. Have
You
some
answer
fun
them
with
in
it.
different voices too.
I do.
Calm
I do.
down to Big
Yeah.
Sal's.
Howdy. How can I help you? And then they'll just be like, you know, we're calling to discuss your warranty on your truck. Oh, I need none of that. I don't need a warranty or none of that kind of stuff. We're covered. The truck is in great condition. You know, you just start messing with them and good time.
We don't need that around these parts.
We don't need that around here, everybody. We're totally fine. My cousin Leroy, he's he's fixing-
Leroy.
Yeah,
Leroy made it into the...
Leroy Jenkins.
I don't know why he's on my mind, but you know, because I like his image the best. So
Right,
Leroy
right.
is now my cousin, and he's a mechanic. So cheers to that. I don't know.
He's taking my job.
Yeah, you're the real.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah, you're the real mechanic. That is
Right,
an
right.
inside
I don't
story
know if
we'll
anyone
save
knows
for
this,
another
but
day.
Ellie is a fucking mechanic.
Yeah, she is. We'll
Fixes signs, mechanic, same thing.
We'll save that inside story for another time. All right,
I have a question for you.
for me,
Yes.
just random.
Yeah. No,
Not-
it's tied to the series.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you were a competitor on the show, and I feel like at this point, episode 3, the majority of the audience has seen the majority of the space.
Yeah.
Where would you have shot? What would you have utilized? Give us like a few different ideas.
So for the challenge of composition.
Yes.
For the challenge of composition, I mean, I have to say, I probably would have chosen where Leroy shot.
Would you have done a shot similar to his? Or what, like, tell me what kind of shot you would have done there.
And I don't know because I didn't get to shoot it. What I may have done would have been to either shoot through doors to her standing through doors, like layered doors.
Ooh.
Right? Because there were 2 sets of double doors.
Do we have a longer lens than a 7200? Or I guess you could have just been
coulda
closer than Leroy was.
Yeah, I could. No, I couldn't have gotten any closer because there's 2 sets of doors, so you would have to have been inside. But he was actually shooting through doors. You may not have seen it through the video, but those doors were open.
Right.
I would have closed those doors to create
1 layer, 2 layer.
2 layers. That's.
And would you have had her in the middle of the 2 layers or where he had her?
I probably would have had her where he did.
Okay.
And assume the pose is equal or whatever. But I would have used those layers and compositional elements to drive us to her. That's what when he was shooting. That's what I was like, close the other doors, close the doors. And so I couldn't coach him, but that's what I was seeing.
So what would you have done if you were in this competition and you didn't have an assistant that you are comfortable working with? Like I feel like Leroy didn't really even utilize you.
He didn't. I wasn't utilized for all my talent.
Honestly, Bethany and Ning might have been the only people who truly used you as an assistant. Jess did a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there were several times. It's not on camera. It's behind the scenes. But there's several times I had to, yell at them.
Yeah. Even Lisa. Lisa didn't even, talk to you during.
No, actually, when Lisa, by this episode, you see me in the background just sitting down.
Yeah, Lisa's like, please get out of my way. This is my shot.
Lisa
I need to work.
Yeah, Lisa wanted none of my help. So I just, I'm like, let her do her thing. I'm going to get out of the way. I don't want to distract her.
Just going to silently judge from over here.
Yeah. Just going to keep looking at my watch, talking to Siri.
What else?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody's still looking at their view, their exposure, right?
Yeah, they're still not. This is just a really bad habit, honestly, that I think photographers have.
Do you think they're just stressed? Like it's because of they would normally do it, but because of the stress of the competition, they're just blanking.
No, I've
no.
I've been teaching photography for a very long time, and that is something that I've watched year in and year out. Photographers start working, they don't check the back of their camera, and then they get home, they get their images in the Lightroom, and then they're like, shit, it's blurry. Shit, this is wrong. This is wrong. And I think for anyone watching, you should learn from that. The best thing you can do is just take 2 minutes while you're in the field, even if you're in between locations or shoot, and just stop and look at the back of your camera.
It seems so simple.
Yeah.
I know.
When you say it like that.
It's not. No, it's really not.
I think they just get caught up in what they're doing.
You're so excited to shoot a new concept and be creative that you're like, oh, I should make sure I'm getting what I want.
You had a critique for all these people that they weren't even setting up the model before they were getting their camera all set up.
Oh, yeah.
Or even the lights. They're like shooting the model and there's not even a light set.
I know.
Yeah, so
I'm
that
just
was
like,
mind-boggling.
what is happening right now? Like, are you guys, the light's not even on.
Because you're the only photographer I consistently watch shoot. So I'm like, yeah, everybody does this. This is how you be a photographer.
This is how you be a photographer.
Be a photographer 101, new YouTube series. There's a lot of things that I think we see and watch that we take for granted, and then when you watch other people work, everybody's got a different workflow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No matter what kind of job they have, from a graphic design perspective, you guys work a certain way.
I'm sure
everybody's different. Right?
Even just you and me, as far as video editing goes, when you watch me edit,
you
want to die.
Yeah.
When I watch you edit, I want to die.
Like, I'm the guy who has to learn every shortcut key.
I don't need that.
Not Alissa, man. She's like, the more clicks, the better.
No, that's
click,
not
click,
true. I'm
click,
not a
click,
clicker.
click. I'm like,
I
dude,
Google them
it's
as I
Control
need
F.
them.
Yeah, I don't need. That's not true. I'm not like a big
Well,
clicker.
I'm really curious for
I'm a
all
medium
of you
clicker.
watching. Are you a shortcut key person, or you just
a clicker?
wing it?
But
Are you a
Sal,
clicker?
Are you a clicker?
The real question is, do you set your custom short keys?
I do set custom.
Shortcut
Absolutely.
keys.
Yeah. Do you set custom ones?
Absolutely.
I tried to do it once, and it was so annoying that I never did it again.
I did it one time to
What?
where it would because the Shutterfest message is really long and I don't want to copy and paste it. So every time I type the letter D, it types the whole Shutterfest message, and I have never changed it back.
You did a custom shortcut
Yeah.
on on your computer as a whole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
No,
No,
I'm talking
just
about
an
like
application.
I was talking about
Oh,
in
I'm sorry.
Illustrator, which because like
Right.
the shortcut key that
Like
I
inside of
combination
Adobe.
that I wanted was
I don't know
taken
things.
by another tool, so I had to go in and okay, now I got to change this tool to a different so that
No.
this
Hang on a
shortcut
second.
No.
is free.
So here's a best practice I would follow, because you're right. Sometimes you're like, it's
so now I
it's
have
the
to change
scratch.
5 just to get the one that I
No.
want.
Here's the thing. You will find in almost all the applications when you're creating custom keyboard shortcuts, there's usually like command letter
Yeah.
is usually almost all of them are taken. So you need to come up with your own keyboard combination.
Like
and
shift or something.
Yeah, like command shift or command control letter. And then usually those are all free. So what I do is, rather than it being command D for this, control F for that, every shortcut key is command control letter. So if it's a custom keyboard setting, it's
Pro
command
tips from
control.
Sal.
Yeah. Pro tips.
Blowing
There you
my
go.
mind over
Episode
here.
sponsored
Oh
by
my God.
Adobe.
Every
It's
day.
not.
You learn
Why didn't I just ask you?
7 years here, Alicia. I'm still teaching you shit.
I'm still.
I
my,
thought I could do something on my own.
My head is still exploding at the idea that Ellie types the letter D and an entire
It's so
message.
Oh my gosh! It even bled over into the behind the shutter
Oh.
site because I was going through the tags and
Oh, did it
categories,
really?
and it was like half the message was a tag, and I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of that.
Whoops.
So literally every time you type the letter D, the
It's-
message shows up.
No,
So
it's
Ellie's
like
like,
probably a
good
shift.
night. She hits D and it's like,
weird.
brrr.
Yeah, no, I think it's Shift D because then I'm
Oh.
trying to capitalize it. And
I
it's
got
just
you.
like-
I got you.
Or maybe it's like waiting a second if
I-
you wait too long. I don't know.
I'm a dummy. That's all I know. That's all I know.
All right. Well, that is it for.
Who's gonna leak next
Yeah,
week's
who's
episode?
leaking? Who's leaking?
I might be the only one who knows it.
Yeah, can we remember? What is episode 4?
What even happened?
Episode 4, I am so amped about because it is. We listen to people when people make requests in the
Oh.
chat. We listen, and people were saying that the shooting was a little too fast. And so when I was thinking about,
Are you talking about listening like from a post-production perspective?
we listen to the audience, we take feedback.
In what
and we
perspective?
implement it.
Because these episodes have all been filmed, so we are not listening to you. It's been filmed. It's over. It's in the can.
But
Right,
we're
but the
kind of
editing-
listening.
That's what I just said. Editing.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. That's what he said. I wasn't.
You ever
listening.
feel like somebody doesn't listen to you when you talk?
Every
the,
day.
the audience
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah. Is anyone
Constantly.
listening
YouTube
to me?
commenters
too
be
busy-
like,
No, I'm trying to figure out the word I'm trying to say. So when I'm thinking about reality TV, I just think people want drama. They want the critiques.
they want
that
the whales
information.
giving
Yeah.
birth.
But reality is our audience is majority creatives, and turns out they want to see more shooting. So episode 4, you're going to see a lot more shooting. You're going to hear.
Oh.
I intentionally kept in a lot of the creators' audio, so it might not be as crisp and nice of audio, but
Yeah.
you're going to hear them talking through their thought process a lot more than you
That's
have in
cool.
previous episodes. So you're going to hear them directing the model, directing Sal more. The competition gets intense.
Does it?
Dun,
Yes.
dun,
Because you make it intense, or
No,
it isn't?
it really like these
The
people.
soundtrack gets better.
Yeah.
This is the one.
You go from whales to
there
seals.
were tears. There were tears.
And then in the last
Oh.
episode, we just have seal.
Yeah. It's the real seal.
I keep pushing up my fake glasses, guys. I'm like, I can't see. I do have a problem, guys.
Okay. Maybe you need more of that.
I guess so. I guess so.
It's like, my glasses aren't working. I can't see a thing.
Why does she have Mama C's voice?
That is my mom's
I just
voice.
turned into Mama
my poor
C.
mom's. Whenever my mom, I don't know if you guys have moms that. Well, you have moms. But if your moms are technically challenged, I love Mama C, but you got to understand some of the texts and phone calls we get here. Mom's like,
My email deleted.
my email,
It's gone.
Jamie. By the way, my middle name is James, so my mom calls me Jamie. She's like, Jamie, my email is all gone. like, Mom, it's not gone. It's there. No, it's all gone. I've checked. Mom, quit your reboot your machine. I've already done that. It's back. It's magic. It's up in the cloud.
We love you, Mama C.
My mom's at home. She can't type quick enough on the comments right now.
Oh, she can type quick enough.
She's like, I'll be at your house
has
when
words.
you get home.
She had time to type "shut up."
Yeah.
Who raised you?
She probably has that as a shortcut.
Oh, right?
Yeah. Shift S.
She's probably going to text us after this and be like,
All right.
what's a shortcut?
Yeah.
How do I make it?
Yeah, that's what she wants to really know. How do I make my own shortcuts? All right, let's put a bow on this, wrap it up. Hopefully you guys...
Are you just
What's
going to
week
skip
4?
over? He doesn't care.
Oh.
Okay.
He
I
doesn't
mean,
care.
this is
He
the
was tired of me
longest
talking.
leak I've ever seen.
I tried. You guys derailed the conversation
slow
3
leak.
times.
That's what
You need to
he
see a
said.
doctor for this
It's not
leak.
a pre-leak. It's a slow leak.
Yeah, last week was a pre-leak. This week, slow leak.
This week,
Seems
it's
concerning.
a medical condition.
This seems like a personal problem.
Go to the doctor.
Are you 50 or older suffering from a slow leak?
And he wonders why we still haven't
Does
told you
you
what the
or someone you know
challenge is.
suffer from a slow leak?
Who's derailing?
You
this?
may be entitled to a settlement.
Oh, I wonder who the culprit is. Every time we try to leak it. Sal Cincotta.
All right, I'm going to be quiet. You know what? I'm going to have a sip.
Week 4. What is it? Oh no.
You want to say it? Oh, you don't know it.
If I'm being honest, I don't even know.
I
You know
think
it?
I know it.
I think
but
I know
don't
it too, but
if
I don't
But
wanna
they
know
mess
can't
it
say
up.
it because they could be screwing up jumping to week 5. What is week 4 challenge? Hit us, Alyssa.
This is my favorite challenge. It is reflections.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right. Reflections.
Isn't that a song from Mulan, Christina Aguilera?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The Milan. The
Christy, yep.
Milan song. I
Yeah.
can't
Okay.
sing it.
That's all.
No idea. Yeah. All right.
Boomer.
Yeah. I am not a boomer.
He doesn't know what Mulan is. Oh my God, what a boomer.
Oh my God. I am so vibing Mulan right now. I'm getting...
Giving me Mulan.
It's giving me Mulan.
Oh my gosh.
I hate that.
Well, it is what it is. It's a term. You need to get hip with the lingo.
I won't do it.
All right.
You can't pay me.
Anyway, we're going to put a bow on it. Hopefully, we will see you guys next week. Hopefully, you're still loving and enjoying the Creator Series. This is our second podcast, so cheers to us. And after this, it will turn into Talking Shit with the Cincottas, where we'll have some special guests.
We will talk
And
about,
talk about
anything
anything.
and everything. There
Will
is
we?
no topic off limits. Yes.
No topic off limits.
Absolutely.
Race,
Absolutely.
religion,
Absolutely.
sex.
Absolutely.
That's what I was hoping the answer would be. It's going to get dirty. All right, maybe not. I got sponsors. It's not going to work. They're going to be like, absolutely
Do you
not.
have sponsors for a podcast?
I have sponsors for other things, and they're going to be like, your podcast, clean that shit up. Your wife is out of control.
But the wife isn't sponsored.
All right.
Wife gone wild.
All right.
I would cheers, but I have nothing left.
All right. Well, we will see you next week. Peace.